Now, improper storing of maize used to brew traditional beer may be a leading cause of esophageal cancer. This is according to research done by the Walter Sisulu University. The study found this type of cancer is increased by the consumption of the traditional beer. Let's discuss this more with Professor Eugene Ndebia from the Department of Biostatistics, Epidemiology and Medical Physiology of the university. That's a bit of a tongue twister. Thank you so much for your time, Prof. We do appreciate it. This is rather fascinating information that's coming out. Perhaps tell us how you got to this research and what prompted it.
Thank you so much, Michelle. First of all, let me correct you. We do not say that the consumption of traditional beer will lead to cancer. That's not the real story. What we are saying is that the maize meal that is used to prepare traditional beer, when it's stored for a longer period, will develop carcinogen inside. And when this maize is used to prepare traditional beer that we call umqombothi, it increases the risk of esophageal cancer. This means that if you use fresh maize to prepare your traditional beer, it is completely safe. Brief, we are talking about the storage here. You know, milli meal deteriorates so easily and so quicker. And because of the precarity, because people do not have enough money, they buy milli meal in bulk and they keep it for a longer period of time. And during this time, carcinogen like fumosinate develop inside. And these are the things that will increase the risk of having esophageal cancer. Therefore, it is recommended that people, what you have to do is to use fresh maize to prepare that beer. Or when you buy maize, you use it immediately, or you don't store it for long. Because when you store it for long, it's no longer the same maize that you are using to prepare your beer. You are using a maize that is already full of carcinogen. So in short, we will encourage people to use maize that is fresh, do not store it for long, therefore it is completely safe. And it increases the risk, it doesn't lead to causation. Thank you.
Okay, so for clarity's sake, you are saying that the maize that is used in the traditional beer, if it is stored for too long, it develops a fungus, and this is where the problem arises from. And then also, maybe if you can tell us if you have been able to ascertain for how long this maize has been stored for that is causing the problem. So is there a specific time frame when it's stored for that it becomes a problem and this fungus is formed?
Yes, usually when you store maize for already 2 weeks, it becomes too long. I've seen people store maize for a month. That is, again, too long. And we are talking about milli meal. The whole maize is okay. But at the moment that you have milli meal degenerates so faster as compared to the whole maize. Therefore, when you have your milli meal, you should consume it at least a week or maximum 2 weeks after grounding it. Because after this, it's become something else. The carcinogen will be developing inside.
Okay, maybe just tell us in which areas in the Eastern Cape you have found this particular link between the long storage of maize meal and the link between increased throat cancer. I just want you to go into further detail about how you were able to ascertain this. What came to you that you said there's a problem here, we need to research more, and in which area in the Eastern Cape?
Okay, I will start by telling you a story. Let me quote one of my friends here, Mr. Pai. He said one day he was in the hospital for prayer, and he met a patient who requested that he must pray for him only to have the ability to swallow. Swallowing process is something that everyone does without even noticing it, but somebody is praying for that. Again, the frequency and the prevalence of esophageal cancer is very high in the Eastern Cape. It's one of the higher prevalence worldwide. A country like Malawi is also high there, and we also have China. But Eastern Cape is the highest prevalence in the world. So we decided to look into it to find, okay, what is the problem here? What will be the causation of this? We started this research 10 years ago, and this is an opportunity for me to recognize my mentor, Professor Alistair Simon, who is a pioneer in this research in esophageal cancer in the Eastern Cape. So he accepted me in his team, and therefore we are working together. We have published almost many papers in this issue. So first of all, we say, okay, maybe it is the soil that was contaminated by some carcinogen. But this idea was quickly stemmed. But after many research, and it's not only our team that was working, because all over the world, there are other teams in China that will also do the same rate to find out what is really the reason. So we came out that things like tobacco, things like poor diet. When I talk about diet, it's a poor diet. It's a diet that is poor in vitamin. When you eat less vegetable, when you eat less food. So these are the things that increase the risk of esophageal cancer. So in our setting, because we know that maize meal is the staple diet in our population. People are using it almost every day, and many times in different form. You have amaru, you have the traditional beer, and you have so on. So it is used abundantly. So we needed to look into it. So we organized a case control study where we compare people with the disease and people who didn't have the disease, and we realized that in fact, that's the maize meal. So the maize meal was sent to the lab, and we found that they are carcinogen inside, like let me just take an example, like fumonisin. Then we also realized that there's too much free fatty acid inside the maize. And you know, free fatty acid, when it's too much, it's gonna decrease the production of prostaglandin. Prostaglandin, this is a substance in the stomach that blocks the production of acid. So therefore, because the production of acid is blocked, therefore we will have a non-alkaline acid. And this non-alkaline acid, when you have this reflux, if there's no warning, you know that esophageal cancer does not have any symptom. It is a silent disease. They call it a silent disease. At the moment that you feel the first symptom is already late, it's already at advanced stage. So you don't have a 5-year survival rate. It's so little. Therefore, the fact that you have this alkaline reflux in your esophagus, it can happen many times. You don't even realize it. This is a strong risk of having esophageal cancer. So this is how we manage to put it between the storage of the maize, the maize. Again, I'm talking about the milli meal, not the whole maize. Milli meal.
Yes,
the long storage of the food is a danger because it increases the risk of having esophageal cancer.
Certainly, it's very fascinating insights there. I wish we had more time because I'm going to ask you one more question. I want to know if you've engaged with the communities about the dangers of storing this milli meal for a longer period than what is currently happening at this stage, because I can tell you that many perhaps want to stock up, perhaps some want to buy in bulk. And this is why they have maize meal with them for such a long period of time. Have you in your research been able to engage with the community or alerted the community that this is a problem?
Yes, we are actually working on it. You know, where our university is, we are trying to save the community around it. So we use media and also community leader to try to reinforce to try to make an awareness to people that when you buy your mini meal, please use it immediately and do not store it for long, because it is no longer the same mini meal that you are going to eat after storing it for a longer period. These have a high risk to make you